Take the complications, rules, shoulds, musts, have tos, and so on out of your life. By uncomplicating your life and removing the trivial pursuits that occupy so much of it, you open a channel for the genius within you to emerge. Meaning, complication, chaos, suffering, thought as well cannot always be considered to be good, productive, elevating influence in themselves because they also are representations and epitomes of setbacks, miseries, shortcomings, weaknesses, deficiencies, and obstacles in themselves in one way or another. And if we're always consumed by and devoured by our passions, lusts, desires for wealth, riches, possession, power, etc., and if we also are always domesticated and subjugated and enslaved by complications, suffering, chaos, rules, regulations, obligations, then neither do we have freedom nor can we ever achieve independence, sovereignty, individuality, and obviously liberty, justice, freedom, and many other qualities in our lives, and that includes the fulfillment of our desires, the meeting of our ends, the obviously actualization of all our ambitions, purposes, aims, intentions in our lives that is always going to remain unrecognized, underrated, and unattained, unfulfilled. Not because we don't have any good within us, it's not because we are absolutely absent or devoid or divorced from talent, intelligence, skill, knowledge, character, education, but because we're too much occupied with suffering, complication, rule, regulation, obligation in our lives, all of which is some kind of obstacle, chaos, slavery, weakness, shortcoming, and limitation, anyways. Just as thought is contaminating, just as thought in itself is a limitation, a barrier to both individual and collective unity, harmony, respect, growth, progress, learning, reciprocity, dignity, transformation, etc. And thought contaminates the purity, sanctity, righteousness, piety of consciousness of the human mind, heart, soul. Authenticity takes away the purity and obviously the religious character of all those entities. But then again, we can neither be occupied by thoughts, we have to absolutely eliminate, subdue, moderate, or learn to control and domesticate thought, power, ignorance, arrogance in our lives, and instead then develop and learn to exercise consistently and unconditionally humility, gratitude, modesty, moderation, character, talent in our lives. And we also had to rid ourselves or learn to manage moderate complication, rules, regulations, must nots, and because all those things are obstacles to the development of genius and to the realization, actualization of genius, talent, ambition, dream,